Here is a product that sold at almost every stadium and theme park in America, and could never, not once, sit in a grocery store freezer. Not because nobody wanted it, because of physics. Dippin' Dots has to stay at 40 below zero. A supermarket freezer runs at zero. That one number built this company, and then it took the company apart. And then, 11 years after it went bankrupt, somebody paid $222 million for it. For nearly 2 decades, the company had something competitors could not touch, a patent on the freezing process itself. That patent was supposed to be the wall around the business. In 2007, a federal court looked at it and decided it was worth nothing. What happened next explains both the bankruptcy and the $222 million. It all started back in 1988 when Kurt Jones had an epiphany that changed the ice cream world. As a microbiologist working on cryogenic freezing for livestock feed, he stumbled upon something entirely novel: flash-frozen beaded ice cream. Imagine tiny, colorful beads of ice cream that burst in your mouth. That's what Jones created, pioneering something unique. He took this breakthrough and founded Dippin' Dots in the least likely of places, his parents' garage in Paducah, Kentucky. It was there that the earliest production took place. At first glance, it seemed like an odd spot to start a company. But every major innovation starts somewhere, often in the most unexpected corners. Dippin' Dots was no exception. Kurt's frozen beads were different from anything people had ever seen or tasted. It wasn't just ice cream, it was ice cream reimagined, an ingenious twist on a classic treat. This scientific foundation became the cornerstone of a brand that once promised to change the ice cream game. Back then, Dippin' Dots proudly wore the label "Ice Cream of the Future," which was more than just a catchy slogan. It fueled curiosity and excitement. Their strategy was clear: target places where people are in a playful mood, like amusement parks, stadiums, fairs, and malls. This wasn't just a marketing gimmick, it was a necessity. Their ice cream had to be stored and served at an icy -40 Fahrenheit, -40 C. For comparison, the average freezer at your local supermarket sits cozy at around 0 Fahrenheit, -18 C, making it far too warm for these frozen beads. The consequence: Dippin' Dots couldn't just be another item in a grocery freezer aisle. They needed specialized conditions, a factor that limited their retail presence. This storage requirement, while unique, also placed them in a niche market, dependent on specific venues for sales. It was a clever branding alignment, emphasizing their futuristic edge, but also a logistical challenge that would shape their path forward. Fast forward to 1992, and a substantial leap was made when Dippin' Dots locked down an essential asset: a U.S. patent. Patent 5,126,156. This patent was a game-changer, covering their unique flash freezing process. By turning liquid ice cream into tiny beads using cryogenics, they set themselves apart in the frozen treat industry. But holding such an innovative patent sparked conflict too. Come 1996, Dippin' Dots didn't hesitate to enforce their exclusive rights, initiating lawsuits against competitors like Mini Melts. They claimed these rivals infringed upon their patented process, and later set their sights on Frosty Bites, led by Thomas Mosey. Legal battles ensued as Dippin' Dots aimed to protect their niche. These lawsuits were pivotal, not just in asserting dominance but in setting a tone of aggressive legal strategy. An attempt to secure their market position seemed prudent, yet these legal actions foreshadowed greater struggles. The move to sue wasn't merely about stopping competition. It was about preserving a brand identity, tied intricately to the beads of ice cream themselves. This legal vigor spoke volumes about their commitment to maintain their vision against emerging threats. As the years passed, by 2004, Dippin' Dots stumbled upon a formidable legal obstacle. The 11th Circuit ruled against them in a key trade dress case involving Frosty Bites. The verdict? The very look of their iconic ice cream beads was deemed functional and couldn't be protected. This was a massive blow to their attempt at securing a unique market position through its appearance. Then in 2007, things took another turn. The federal appellate court stepped in to review Dippin' Dots' foundational patent, 5,126,156. Astonishingly, they invalidated it. The reasons were twofold. Firstly, the court found that Dippin' Dots had sold their product over a year before they filed the patent application. That was a big no-no under patent law. And secondly, the process itself was deemed obvious. This wasn't just a bump in the road, it was a crater. When a patent gets invalidated, it means rivals can mimic the once protected product freely. For Dippin' Dots, this was the beginning of an open season on their innovative ice cream concept. Competitors could now enter the market without fear of legal consequences, fundamentally altering the playing field. The loss of their patent was a turning point that reshaped everything, leaving Dippin' Dots vulnerable in a suddenly wide-open market. When the courts stripped them of their exclusive rights, the landscape shifted drastically. Competitors suddenly had free rein to replicate their flash freezing process without legal repercussions. This meant that the unique production method Dippin' Dots once held as a competitive advantage vanished almost overnight. The market, once theirs alone for the taking, became a playground for rival companies eager to capitalize on the concept. With no more legal barriers, these competitors could produce similar products and offer them at lower prices. Dippin' Dots' market moat vanished, making it difficult for them to maintain their once strong market position. The effects rippled through the entire business model, forcing Dippin' Dots to rethink how they can stand out in an increasingly crowded field. Without the protective embrace of their patent, Dippin' Dots faced an uphill battle to retain their identity and appeal. Without the comforting shield of their patent, Dippin' Dots now faced stiff competition, yet the storm that truly hit came in 2008. As the financial crisis unfolded, a significant downturn in consumer spending became evident. Parks, fairs, and stadiums, where Dippin' Dots thrived, saw plummeting foot traffic. Families and individuals alike tightened their belts, prioritizing essentials over leisure outings that often included a scoop of these futuristic ice cream beads. The direct impact on Dippin' Dots was brutal. The places that predominantly sold their product were suddenly empty, sidelining their distribution strategy. This wasn't just a dip in sales, it was a full-blown crisis, leaving the company scrambling to cover costs and obligations without its regular revenue streams. As tough times tested the resolve of many businesses, Dippin' Dots faced a particularly harsh reality. Lender Regions Bank gave them a scant 48-hour notice to foreclose, a stark warning that the company's financial footing was teetering on collapse. The clock was ticking, and the smooth ride of the ice cream of the future was facing a bumpy, uncertain road. Dippin' Dots was now confronting a whirlwind of financial challenges that threatened to melt away years of hard-earned progress. Things only worsened when, on November 4, 2011, Dippin' Dots filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in Kentucky. The company was caught between assets valued at about $20.2 million and liabilities climbing over $12 million. Facing economic pressure, the bankruptcy was a crucial step in resetting its financial struggles. Fast forward to May 18, 2012. A new chapter unfolded with the approval of its sale. Scott Fisher and Mark Fisher, who co-founded Chaparral Energy, took the reins. But the story didn't end there. Kurt Jones, the visionary behind the beaded treat, remained on board as CEO. This retention signaled a commitment to preserving the core of Dippin' Dots under its new leadership. With fresh ownership and a familiar face driving innovation, hopes leaned on reviving and expanding the brand's horizons. This pivotal shift marked a chance for rebirth amid financial chaos, positioning Dippin' Dots for its next phase. Despite the trials, an exciting shift occurred with new leadership ready to rejuvenate and broaden Dippin' Dots' potential. On June 21, 2022, J&J Snack Foods completed its acquisition of the company for a hefty $222 million. This acquisition marks a new chapter for Dippin' Dots, as it becomes part of a larger portfolio under J&J Snack Foods' umbrella. Being acquired by a company known for its range of popular snack and frozen products could mean new synergies and expanded distribution channels for Dippin' Dots. The financial muscle and distribution expertise of J&J might help overcome past challenges and explore new markets. This new ownership breathes fresh life into the brand, providing an opportunity to rejuvenate and perhaps innovate further. The move could ensure that Dippin' Dots continues to captivate the imaginations of snack lovers while mitigating past obstacles. While the journey of Dippin' Dots hasn't always been smooth, this new phase signals potential growth and stability. It's a watchful wait to see how this partnership will impact the company's strategy and market presence. Now, as Dippin' Dots steers through this phase, there's renewed hope for growth and steadiness. Their initial success stemmed from a unique product idea that caught the world's imagination. But even the most groundbreaking inventions face hurdles. The company's rise was built on innovation, but legal challenges and economic shifts tested that foundation. The legal battles, especially over patents, underscored the fragile nature of relying heavily on proprietary technology. Economic downturns only compounded these issues, highlighting the importance of adaptability in a changing market. Dippin Dots taught us a vital lesson. Inventiveness must be paired with robust strategies to weather unpredictabilities. This journey shows that staying at the cutting edge requires not just creativity, but also resilience and strategic foresight. Here is the part most people get backwards. The patent was never the real protection. Anyone could copy the beads once the court said so, and they did. What competitors could not copy overnight was the thing everybody treated as a weakness: thousands of specialized freezers already sitting in stadiums, fairgrounds, and theme parks. The constraint that kept Dippin Dots out of grocery stores is the same constraint that kept it alive long enough to be worth $222 million. If you want more collapses taken apart like this, subscribe.